What up, what up, what up? It's your boy AD back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about diets made simple and sustainable. Because I've been getting a lot of questions in my DMs regarding weight loss. So for me, I have personally lost over 135 pounds in my weight loss journey. So that's why people come and ask me, is like, yo, I seen how you lost a whole bunch of weight, what'd you do? And I got to tell them something different than what they're used to in the industry. Because you always see in the industry this lose weight quick scheme with the flat tummy tea, the detox diet, this type of juice diet, hitting the keto up, doing vegan stuff, vegetarian stuff. And granted, those are lifestyles for some people, but some people only turn to them for diets. Like if they're trying to lose weight, they only turn to those for the diet portion, but there's not a lifestyle for them. So therefore it's not sustainable for them because they're not used to being in it, especially if they don't have the willpower and the mindset to say, look, I want to change into something of that nature. And also a lot of those diets too aren't good to be on for long term anyway. So yeah, I just tell them like how to really maintain a diet, and you can still have the same foods that you're used to eating, just you have to switch it up and make some alternative changes and with everything that you eat on a daily basis. So anyway, we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff today. I got some good information for you guys, but before we start this video, you know what I'm gonna have to ask you to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notification, as well as share it with your people. I'm trying to grow this AD Fitness family, and the way we can do that is by more I see in the video. But anyway, let's jump right into it. So number one, I want to talk about weight loss and how it's done. Because I feel like if you understand at least the basics of how weight loss happens, then it kind of opens up your mind to the broader scale and you kind of see the background of how diets work. So how you lose weight is being in what's called a calorie deficit. A calorie deficit is when you consume less calories throughout the day than you naturally burn. So everybody has a natural metabolic rate of amount of calories that they burn. Even if they don't get out of bed that night, your body has to burn something to keep the energy going in your body. So that's going to be your resting metabolic rate. So if you say like you're a person that has a 2,000 calorie metabolic rate and you only consume 1,500 calories for that throughout the day, you will be in what's called a calorie deficit to the tune of 500 calories. Now, scientists have came up with the number about 3,500 calories is worth 1 pound of fat. So if you are in that 500 calorie deficit for every day for 7 days, you will have met that 3,500 calorie goal. Therefore, you will have burnt 1 pound of fat throughout the week if you do that. And that is how these diets work. And every single diet that causes you to lose weight, that's how they work. They put you in what's called a calorie deficit, and then once your body starts being in that calorie deficit, you start losing weight. Now, granted, diets work in different orders depending on how big of your calorie deficit you are in. So that's how come people have different weight loss rates on top of, you know, just your natural, like how your body, your physique is basically set up through genetics and stuff like that. So we're not going to talk about underlying health conditions, but those also help you out as well. So overall, that is just the basics of how you lose weight, and that's how all these diets work, is they're just putting you in a calorie deficit. So although I just explained how physical activity is not needed to lose weight, I will say that physical activity is a good thing to incorporate into your daily life, especially if you're planning on losing weight, because it's not good to just sit there and just go throughout your daily life and not be, you know, somewhat active, somewhat challenge the body, somewhat put your body through at least a little bit of physical activity. If it's walking for 30 minutes, jogging for 20 minutes on the regular bike, like a regular bike or a stationary bike or elliptical or something, you want to challenge your body throughout the day. And because you don't, that can still lead, you can lose weight and stuff like that and still be unhealthy. And if you do it that way and just still be unhealthy, what good is it to lose all the weight if you're not going to just do it and it's going to benefit you at the end of the day? And also as well, if you add physical activity throughout your day, it actually allows you to eat more food throughout the day, so you're not constantly thinking about food all the time, and you're still going to be in a calorie deficit, because you are now going to be increasing your body's basically energy expenditure throughout the day. So for example, my natural resting metabolic rate, so if I don't get off the couch today, my natural metabolic rate is sitting at 2,200 calories. Now I consume 2,500 calories every day. So if we stop right there, you're like, yo, you're in a 300 calorie surplus. So therefore you should be gaining weight every day with your diet. but I add physical activity to it, it actually ups the amount of calories I burn throughout the day. So with all my physical activity that I do with the running and working out, I actually naturally probably burn around 3,200 calories, 3,500 calories, depending on the day. So when I do eat 2,500 calories, I'm not in a surplus at this point. I'm still in a calorie deficit. Therefore, I'm burning fat and throughout the week and stuff like that, and I'm gaining muscle with all my working out. And yeah, so that's just the basics of just the benefits of adding physical activity throughout the day. Because you, like I said, you can lose all the weight, but say your natural metabolic rate, resting metabolic rate, is only 1,500 calories for the day. Now you want to lose weight, you got to eat less than 1,500 calories just to burn, just to lose weight and stuff like that. Now if you are at 1,500 calories, but then you have a strenuous workout where you bring your burnt calories throughout the day to 2,200, now you can eat, 1,800 calories instead of eating 1,300 calories to be in a calorie deficit. You can eat 18 to 2,000 if you're burning more than that and stuff like that throughout the day. So therefore, you're not always thinking about food and starving yourself. You're actually giving yourself the nutrients it needs to basically build the body back up, lose weight, and still not have to kill your metabolic rate. Because if you do starve yourself at the end of the day, you actually are going to be losing muscle, which therefore means your body is going to start slowing its metabolism down. Thus, the amount of energy you burn throughout the day is actually going to get lower, because it's like your body's like, I got this food, I don't know when I'm going to eat again, so I'm going to hold this energy and I'm going to store it as fat. So that is why starving yourself at the end of the day doesn't necessarily mean that you're losing the good weight that you need to, because you could be burning all the muscle in your body and storing the fat. So yeah, that is just the benefits of physical activity throughout the day. So this is where dieting becomes sustainable and simple, when you start tracking what you eat. Because when you start tracking what you eat, it allows you more freedom than these other diets, these other crash diets out there that just are good for a certain amount of points and then they basically fall off. So like, for example, if you're in the juice diet, I just already explained how these diets work, so you understand the concept behind them, but you also get to see right here too as well, it's limiting the foods that you can eat. So if you're on like a greens diet for 30 days trying to lose some weight, yeah, you might lose all this 20 pounds at the end of the 30 days, but once you start incorporating, regular foods back into your diet, now you're going to just start ballooning back up, because your body is going to just start eating, absorbing everything like that, and your body's going to start craving other foods that you liked in the beginning and stuff like that. As well as the keto, when you limit yourself to that, it makes dieting difficult, and we want to make it as simple as possible and sustainable as possible. So when you start tracking what you eat, it allows you to play around with the system, and it allows you to know exactly what you're eating, so you can start making some healthier substitutes, but you also get to plug in the food that you naturally like to eat. Now, for example, I'm a pizza guy. I love pizza so much. I can eat pizza 7 days a week. But when I first started my fitness journey, I didn't really know about it, so I said, all junk food, pizza's junk food, don't eat it. And guess what? When I did all that, what did I do? I craved pizza all the time. So when I figured out how to play with the system, and I got a real good system in for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I was like, well, how can I strategically plan up my breakfast, my lunch, where I can, add pizza to dinner and I still be in a calorie deficit? Well, I started playing around with it, and eventually I was like, oh, I can have pizza for dinner now, because I did everything that I need to do for breakfast and lunch. And it wasn't starving myself, it was just playing around with maybe not eating as much, but just upping different groups, or just having a little bit for breakfast, pack on the lunch, and then have dinner or something of that nature. But I'm not starving myself to the point where that's all I'm thinking about throughout the day. My body's not getting the needed nutrients it needs throughout the day, but I'm just strategically planning around different things throughout the day. And you get to see exactly where you're going right with you when you write stuff down, and when you go wrong. So if you're basically, if you're on this diet and you're tracking what you're eating, but you look at the end of the week that you gain 2 or 3 pounds, you're like, okay, well now you can look back at your chart, and you're like, okay, so I was supposed to be at 2,000 calories for every day, and I had 2,300 calories here, 2,400 calories there. Oh, Friday was a bad day. Now you can kind of see where you messed up at, and now you know where to go back and fix your mistakes and keep moving forward the next week. So this is just what makes dieting simple and sustainable, is when you can basically track what you eat, so you know everything that's going on, and it's sustainable because you're still getting the chance to eat the foods that you're used to eating, and you're not limiting the foods that you can eat and stuff like that. So That is just really dieting made simple and sustainable. Now with the app I use to do that, I use MyFitnessPal. So I'm going to go into a tutorial on how to set it up with you guys so you guys can use it. I'm going to show you guys how to navigate the system, and then we're just going to jump right into it because this is basically the bread and butter. They don't pay me to say this, but MyFitnessPal is the best food tracking app on the market. So just come with me, ride with me, log in your stuff, and let's keep going on this food journey because I know you clicked on this video for a reason. So let's get it. Alright, so let's jump right into the tutorial on how to work MyFitnessPal. So we're going to start up right here. We're going to get the app going. We're going to go sign up. So we're going to create a new account right quick. So the first thing they're going to ask you is your goal. What is your goal weight? Is it to lose weight, maintain weight, or gain weight? We're going to do lose weight for the sake of the example. Now it's going to say, how active are you? Now with this, I'm going to tell you, be 100% honest with yourself. Do not overshoot it. If you're not very active, do not say active, because if you say active, it's going to shoot you a plan for an active person, and you're going to be living a not very active lifestyle, and therefore you're going to start following a plan where you're going to be eating more, consuming more, and wondering why you're gaining weight, and it's because the plan is not tailored for you if you do not give the right information. And actually what I did to make sure to be better safe than sorry, I actually did one less than I actually was. So I was active because I had a manual labor job and everything like that, and I also was working out afterwards, so I was an active person. I just said lightly active to be better safe than sorry, because you can always edit it in the system where you need to be after you start getting into a rhythm and saying, look, this is not working for me, I need to get a little bit more for it, so then you can edit it later on. So just be 100% honest, or actually be one less. So if you're active, just say you're lightly active. If you're lightly active, just say you're not very active, just to be better safe than sorry, and then edit it later on. So we're going to say, for the sake of this example, we're just going to say not very active at all. Sex, we're going to do male. Select your birthday, May 11th, 1983. I guess that's when I was born. 98204. So that is the actual zip code for Everett, if you're not watching this in Everett. Now for the sake of this example, it's going to be a 6-foot male. He's going to be 200 pounds, and yeah. And then the goal weight, we're going to try to lose 20 pounds. So we're going to say we're trying to get down to 180. So right here it says, what is your weekly goal? To lose a half a pound, lose a pound, 1.5 pounds, or 2. We're just going to stay with the recommended 1 pound per week, because that is the kind of the optimal weight loss to lose. Unless you want to lose a half a pound, it's good too. But if you're losing 1 pound a week, it's not doing too much and it's not doing too little. If you start doing more than 1 pound a week, it's pretty much the easier, the faster you lose the weight, the faster it is to put it back on. And also doesn't allow your skin to, especially if you're a big person, like if you're like somebody that's trying to lose hundreds of pounds, or you know, a lot of weight that way, and you start losing it very quickly, it doesn't give your skin time enough to snap back, so it's going to leave you with saggy skin and stuff like that. So you don't want to be stuck in this microwave society where I gotta have it now. Just enjoy your race, enjoy your lifestyle and everything like that, and I promise you, by the time you look up, when you're really starting to grind and stuff like that, you're going to be where you're at, enjoying your physique wherever it's at. So just enjoy it and just stick with the 1 pound per week. So now we're going to do email and sign in and stuff like that. So we're going to jump right into it. Let's get it. Alright, so now that we're in, it says congratulations, your custom plan is ready and you're one step closer to your goal weight. So my plan right now, it kicked out 1831, so that is what we're going to be tracking for the day. So I'm just letting you guys know that now. I skipped everything. It's going to want to get you to buy the premium version. You do not need the premium version. Everything that you need to get everything going and get your stuff going is right where it needs to be in the basically the standard version. Do not pay for the premium version. This app is 100% free for what you need it for, as long as you know how to use it. So right now we're going to click on diary right quick. We're going to look at breakfast, and we're going to play around with breakfast, and we're going to just say, for example, you're the type of person that has you know, bread, so you have some toast, you have some eggs and bacon, and then a protein shake. So we're going to do that right quick. We're just going to type in bread right quick right here, and it's going to have a whole list of breads where you can go to. And we're just going to go right now to the just the top one right quick, just bread, 1 slice of bread, no thank you, no premium. And it's going to give you an option of serving sizes, so you can say 1 slice of bread or 1 container of bread. And you just got to learn your serving sizes when you start making this. So that's one thing that you're going to have to really learn while you're going through this, is that serving sizes matter, and you got to look at what serving size per item that you're in there. For example, like if you eat like a bag of popcorn, it might say 150 calories per serving, but there's 2 servings per bag. So if you eat that whole bag, it's going to be 300 calories that you consume and not 150. So you just got to learn the serving sizes and really look at the labels and stuff like that. So we're just going to say serving size, 1 slice of bread, and that's what you had. And then for breakfast, we're going to look right back at eggs right quick. And the beauty of this, so like wherever you're shopping at, you just type it in the search bar and it's going to find it for you. So if you have your eggs at Safeway, just type in Safeway eggs. Bam, it's going to pop right up. Albertsons eggs. Bam, it's going to pop right up. So we're looking right out there. Right there, serving size for that. And then we're going to look right at bacon. So I'm going to type that in there. And I did not say bacon, but bacon. Right there, 2 pieces, that's 80. And then, for example, if you have something that's not very popular within the system, which I'm pretty sure I can find it in the system without doing this, there's this nifty little gadget right here. It's going to be right next to the search bar. It's going to be a scan thing. And so I have my protein right here, which is this is EPN. This is the company that sponsors me right here. They have a lot of good proteins. They have some pre-workouts, some just different things of that nature. Some BCAAs that are fire and stuff like that. But what you can do if this stuff is not in the system, you can click that scan bar right quick. I'm looking right at the bottle, I aim it there, and now it's looking at it and it's going to actually bring up the nutrition facts for me. So there's multiple ways that you can add items to the menu bar and stuff like that, and this is what you're doing, is adding a database. So that's one way you can do that right there. So we're going to say 2 scoop it. So you're a 2 scoop type of person right there. So 512 calories is what he had for breakfast. Now, I just did the slow roast part right here. But when you get into lunch, say you built up a database, you've been working this for 3-4 weeks, and you typically have the same type of foods, you can actually go to this thing right here where it says at the top, on the top right, it's going to be multi-add. You click that, and I'm going to just go ahead and add these for lunch. So just for playing on, we're just going to say this is what he had for lunch. And then for dinner, we're going to say, look, they had a steak. I did not spell that right. So steak, you can type that in there right there. So round steak, it's going to have a multiple things. So if you go like Outback Steakhouse, or you just have a steak out there, you can scan the actual code thing and it'll bring up the nutrition facts for that. And granted, I will warn you, some of them will be wrong. So if it is wrong, just manually input it, which I'll show you guys in a second how to manually input all your nutrition facts in there. So you had your steak. Just say right here, you're not going to 4 ounce, so you're going to actually be a good person, have an 8 ounce steak right here. So you put in 2 servings of 4 ounces. That's 8 ounces right there. Then you have some potatoes with it. So we're going to just type in russet potatoes, because that's the type of potatoes I eat. And say you're a 2 potato type of person right there. So you have that, and now you have 207. And then we're just going to jump into, oh, you did good. So you had all that stuff, so we're going to put in right here. You had some, you had an apple. Type in apple right quick for your snack. 1 medium apple, and then you had 1 bag of Kettle Pop. So you say Kettle Pop, and this is what I have. This is how I know about the popcorn, is because I have this Kettle Pop that's 100 calories per bag. This is my little snack that I can eat throughout the week, and it's actually 100 calories per bag. It's not 2 servings, it's 1 serving per bag. So it's not going to have it right in here right now, so I'm just looking at this, which is the 100 calories, and say you have 12 calories remaining. So we're just going to play around with that. This is not going to be a well-balanced diet, which I am going to show you guys next week in the next week's video, but this is just showing you guys how to input stuff into the system. So next up right quick, we're just going to actually go back into snacks, and I want to show you guys this right quick. So you're going to go to the top right of there, right next to the multi-add, and hit that plus button. That plus button is going to let you add items to your basically your diary, to your lab and stuff like that. So when you get to you can go to quick add, where it allows you to manually input everything just that way. You can scan the barcode, which I just showed you with the protein, and then you can create recipes, create meals, and create foods. So if you're the type of person that's like you have your own spaghetti or something like that with your own recipe, you can be like Steven Spaghetti and make this entire meal, put everything that's in there, and it will have it every time into the database. Now you label it Steven Spaghetti. Actually, anybody that works MyFitnessPal can have access to it. So like if you got a friend that's using it and stuff like that, you can type in Steven Spaghetti, it'll pop right up in the system, and bam, you guys both have to do it, and they don't have to add things. as well as you also can do something if it doesn't have it and you don't feel like adding stuff to it. You can do what's called the equivalency if you don't know everything that's in it. So if you go to like a small town restaurant and you have like a bacon cheeseburger or something like that, and you're like, okay, this looks like the bacon cheeseburger at Wendy's, or this one looks like the ones at Burger King, you can just type in Burger King bacon cheeseburger and then put that in there. So although it's not going to be the exact, there's a ballpark estimate of where you're at, so you kind of know what's going on. And that's what you want to do, is you want to know what's going on so you can basically strategically plan out your meals throughout the day, so you know what you're eating and it's not just guessing, well, I think I had, because you start thinking and stuff like that at the end without tracking at least something, then you're just going to start overshooting. You're going to overshoot a lot. And there's like a study where people think that when they say like, how many calories do you think you eat a day, and they overshoot stuff from 600 to 800 calories when you really look at it. And you really want to start adding everything that you're eating, because calories do add up. But anyway, that is basically the main parts of how to use MyFitnessPal. There is one more thing that I want to show you, and I'm about to click on this pie chart. So this is where I said follow the system to the T. When in the beginning it said follow this and then you will lose weight. I promise you at the beginning. I will be talking about some other edits later on that you will be making, especially if you're an athlete. But for the sake of this, I just wanted to show you guys how to work the app. So we're looking at this pie chart right here, and it's going to say goal and it's going to say total. So all the food that we put in and then the goals that you should be hitting. So this pie chart says 50, 30, 20. And that's what they said you want to hit, and I hit 31, 28, 41, which is not too bad right here, especially for protein. This is what I'm talking about for athletes. But you're going to look at nutrition right here. Now, you're going to look at this goal. I want you to follow this, especially if you're just trying to lose weight and stuff like that. But if you're more of an athlete, I will explain how you should kind of overlook a few things. But if you're not an athlete and you just overall want to lose weight, follow this goal to the T. So this says protein goal, says 92 grams of protein. Just hit that. Realistically, just try to hit like 130 though. Realistically, hit 130, but 92 grams of protein right there. Carbohydrates says 229 grams of carbs. Try to get that. Fibers, you can see all that. So this is just showing you guys what you put in based on what you edited. This is what the foods and stuff like that yielded and stuff. So you see that right there, and then nutrition, and then you see in the calories. So it has a little pie chart and has a breakdown of where you're getting your calories from as well. So it says for breakfast you had 512, for lunch you had 512, for dinner you had 600, and for snacks you had 195. So it breaks it down in a convenient chart for you guys, and it lets you know everything right here. So this is really just dieting made simple, and overall just made simple because you see everything. There's no guesswork in here and everything like that of that nature. So this will be, like I said, part 1 video where I'm just showing you guys the tutorial on how to set up MyFitnessPal. Part 2, I will be showing you guys how to tailor this to a person that's an athlete. Maybe you're in sports, or you're just a person that likes to work out, so you want to start gaining muscle and losing fat at the same time without we're focusing on overall weight loss. Because I do talk to a lot of people that say, look, I don't care about muscle, I just want to lose weight overall. How do I lose weight? How do I get this scale to say something different? And then there's people that's like, no, I want to lose weight, but I want to lose the fat. I want to keep my muscle, or I want to lose weight, but I want to lose the fat and gain muscle. So there's different ways you can always do that, which I will break down in part 2, where I show you guys a real world example where somebody gave me their breakfast, lunch, and their dinner, and I showed them how to basically tailor their meal plan and stuff like that, where it actually was beneficial to them, where they can still eat the foods that they like and still sample some other stuff that just some other alternatives in their diet, where they're not basically just eating junk food, and it's showing them how to basically take a diet from this point, high calorie diet where they're in a surplus, to turning it to where they can start making it where it's a deficit and you're meeting your goals. Because that's overall, you want to make this weight loss thing simple and sustainable. That's what we're missing, simple and sustainable. We're not trying to overcomplicate things, and we're not trying to make this an unsustainable diet, which a lot of these diets are. There are a lot of crash diets where they work for their purpose, but they're not meant to be for long term. And then also too as well, once you lose all the weight and you're not doing it correctly and you start crashing and stuff like that, that is where you start binge eating and stuff, and that's just as bad as just not going on a diet as well. Because if you're going to go on a crash diet, lose 10 pounds, and then you start binge eating for the next 3 days because your body's just saying, I want these nutrients, was that overall worth going on that diet for? No, it wasn't. The diet wasn't worth it at the end of the day. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys today for this week. Next week, I got some real stuff for you guys, showing you guys the advanced stuff and other just adjustments you can make within MyFitnessPal. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys took out something from this and stuff like that and can incorporate it into your daily routine. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. You can also comment, DM me on my social medias and stuff like that if you have any other questions to get stuff done. But that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. But before we leave, you know what I'm gonna have to ask you to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notification bell, share it with your people. I'm trying to grow this 80 Fitness family, and the way we can do that is by more eyes seeing the video. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys next week. Peace.